Hi guys, my name is Tolu, Leap Trainer, Career Transitioners. Today I've got with me Babatope and Eddie. They're going to introduce themselves in a minute. I want to ask a question. I want to ask them a couple of questions. One is, how much IT do you need to know to have a successful career in the digital economy? The reason I ask this question is because I get a lot of people talk about the fact that they don't know enough IT to get into roles like business analysis, software testing, UX design. So I thought I'll bring some professionals who work in the field to share their experience with us. So, Techy, can you introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us a little bit about what you do, what you've done in the past, and how you got into the digital economy, into a career within the digital economy. Okay. I'll ask Eddie the same as well.
All right. What I do right now is I work with people, teams, businesses around getting better, using their resources as it exists for getting more for their buck, like we would say. Background, so I first started out as a web developer, played in that space for a while, content management systems, because I thought I had limitations as a techie, was something I could do to some degree, but wasn't something I loved to do. So I got away a little bit from that. And then the more I looked at it, the more I realized, hold on, we're constantly trying to satisfy the needs of different groups. And how do we best do that? We come up with projects, we come up with programs, we develop solutions, products and all that. The whole mechanism for how that happens, that's where I want to be. That's where I want to play. I don't want to be the guy doing the actual, but I want to be able to play in that space and ensure that that all works out well. And I guess partly that was influenced by seeing a couple of things go wrong.
And how did you get into that space?
So I first started with a software firm back in Nigeria. Then I got into the non-profit space, spent a lot of time with international development agencies, working on projects for DFID, British Council, the European Union. And the more I saw the amount of investments that went into things and the kind of returns that we were getting, even though in that space it's not the typical tangibles in terms of financial benefits, but when you're looking at that whole stream and you're saying, what are we actually getting out? What did we think going in? What's the reality, so to say, being like? And you're finding a lot of disappointment. You say, we can do this better. I believe this can be better. I believe this can, give us better results. At some point, I worked quickly for a while with in the cybersecurity space. Now, from a policy perspective, trying to craft policies, working in National Security Advisor's Office back in Nigeria. Then I got back out of that and I started just engaging with clients across multiple spaces. Part of which I've been fortunate to work with companies like Google, to work on Microsoft projects, to work for universities. So it's been a mix.
Okay, very good. Oh yeah, Eddie, tell us a little bit about you and how you got into business analysis.
Right, my name is Eddie. So I work in a regs BA space in the investment banking industry. And how I first started, I'm 29 now. This was a few years back. So a few years ago, I think the whole sort of BA topic was becoming really hot. And so everyone's I want to be a BA, I want to be a BA, I want to be a. It was kind of seen almost glamorous as at that time. So I was working for a company.
Is that the time BAs were getting a lot of
attention?
Of attention. Massive day rates.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So
which is attractive.
It was very attractive to me. So at that time, I was with a company called Goldman Sachs, and this was about 5-6 years ago or so. And I was in a regulatory space. So we had a BA that came on board, and they were trying to implement in MiFID 1 or so, and I was always talking to him about how did he become a BA, what steps did he take, what did he do, can I shadow him? So I started, in my free time, I started working on requirements gathering with him. I started shadowing him just to kind of understand the
How does this
space, exactly, the space a bit more. But still, I didn't quite have the confidence to fully start applying for BA roles, contracting BA roles. So I did a course on business analysis and requirement gathering, commercial awareness, the foundation BA course, just to kind of give me the confidence to push myself towards a BA role, so I'll understand the topic a whole lot more. So that's how I kind of started.
Okay.
I did the courses, got my first BA role for UBS over in Switzerland, Zurich. Did that for a few months, came back, got another BA role with Deutsche Bank in the reg space again. Did that for a little while, and here I am after five years.
Okay. So would you say your domain knowledge was what kind of helped you become a business analyst, or would you say it was your technical knowledge, or would you say it was your your theoretical knowledge from having done the courses? What would you say helped you transition to being a business analyst?
I'm not a techie guy, and I'm still not a techie guy to some degree. For me, it was getting that confidence, having that belief to say, okay, if he can do it, I can do it. And the only way for me to get that confidence to then be able to, push myself forward for these things was to shadow and do the courses.
Okay.
I don't use core IT, skills at the moment. Only thing you really use is like programs like maybe Jira, Jammer, HPL, some HP packages that are used as a B, and these are things that you can easily pick up. A lot of people these days can use Excel, you can use Microsoft Word. So these applications you learn to use, maybe on job or on site, are things that you can easily pick up. So for me, I'd say that's what it was.
So I don't think I can let you go without asking you, what was your experience like working with Google?
It was revealing because one of the teams I was actively involved with had responsibilities across a pretty wide space. And so now you got a little bit more fresh stand into, it's like going behind the curtains on a stage play. You see the production, as part of the audience, but now they allow you come into backstage and see some of the stuff going on. I remember one of the ideas we're trying to make some feasibility basis for, which was interesting seeing how that developed, how as a part of that team someone was comfortable enough to say, I've got this idea, I'm going to be able to run with it. Others said, okay, that sounds interesting, I'm willing to work with you for a while on this, and and you kept on validating, and when you had something you considered tangible enough, okay, you're going to make a pitch, and make a pitch, they see some sense with it. Actually, some other guys were doing some things as well that's quite similar, so suddenly, could you collaborate and link up and see, what are the overlaps here, and let's see where all that leads to, and it led to, but I think probably for me, my biggest success I would consider was a model we came up with that allowed us to better map product to market and market to product.
Okay.
Because when you got a big firm with so much in your product portfolio, there's a lot. And one of the dangers could be that you just keep pushing it generally across, and then of course you're never going to get the same kind of success. And is the product a problem? Is the market a problem? Not really. It's maybe a mix of both. It's the fact that we're probably not pushing the product correctly in certain markets, or those markets are not yet ready for those products. Or we just need to de-emphasize some and emphasize some, and it's you keep doing it. Like we say with Agile, you will then learn by doing. There's only so much conversation you can have.
So you're talking about Agile, I'm guessing in Google you've got to use Agile to develop those products. What sort of Agile approach what did you guys use in Google?
Well, on my team, what I was aware of was using was Scrum.
Scrum, okay.
And there was an in-house tool that helped with collaboration, similar to like Jira or Confluence and all that. But that was specific to Google. Yet again, how much technology you need for stuff like that. I'd say as much technology as to actually use anything as a consumer.
Yeah. Did you need to be a techie to be able to work with these guys developing products in Google?
No.
Okay. So you don't even have to be a techie to work in Google?
No, not really. You know, of course, you know, different companies will tell you different job titles and all that kind of stuff. But there were other teams doing
when it comes to
things.
product development,
and
working as a project manager.
It's about what you group and based on the skill sets. If you talk a business analyst, what do you bring as a BA to any team? You bring an understanding of the end user. You bring an understanding of the big picture, of the business, of strategy, of linkages between what the business is trying to do and where we see market trends, our understanding of evolution, you know, trends and all of that. All of which doesn't necessarily pan out. So we're hoping that at least one does, and out of that one is sufficient to repay all the other, you know, initiatives that we put out there. You know, it comes to mind now, just this week or last week, Uber signed a partnership with Toyota. We know Uber, and what everybody knows Uber for is, oh yes, call it taxi. But Uber has been investing in driverless technology. Now, what do? Some analysts must have helped them identify where we weak. We know Uber has had perception problems and all of that. Some of it they're dealing with. But what would be a great strategic move for us? Could we partner with an established brand in that space?
Do you think that's going to work? Do you think the partnership with Uber and Toyota is going to work come into the future?
It depends how they merge together, right? It's like anything. You can never fully tell. I mean, yes, fair enough. They are like a taxi type company now entering a new market. For me, I can't fully answer that question. It depends on how easy they adapt to change, and not just them as just the name, but them as a company, the IT systems, the people that work there, embracing the culture, exactly, embracing the new change they're about to enter.
So, in a nutshell, well, my final question will be: what advice would you guys give to people who are non-techies trying to get a role in the digital economy? A role as a UX designer, a software tester, a business analyst, a project manager. What advice would you give people like that?
For me, I'd always say just push yourself and do it. And I know it's easier. It's easier said than done, right? Just go for it. Just do it. Like the way I see things, no one in this world was born with the ability to do what they do at the moment. Does that make sense? Like if
there's always like a discovery.
Right, exactly. You know, if you're a pilot, you wasn't born with the ability to know how to, you know, pilot a plane. You learn. You know, is that through taking courses to learn, to give you the confidence? For me, that was what it was. For me, it was building that confidence, learning exactly what this is, what is this, and for me, it was taking courses. Is it shadowing someone? You know, I did a bit of shadowing as well. That if that works for you a lot more, great. Than shadow. Is it, you know, just maybe reading things online, YouTube videos? If that's what helps you, then great. But you don't have to be a techie person. Even to today, I won't say yes, I'm a techie. I'm a you know techie person. But certain applications you will learn on the job. You will pick up on the job, right?
Have the last word. Your advice to people trying to get into the digital economy, get a career in the digital economy as non-techies.
I say, what's your interest? What are you interested in? Because I personally believe that if you're going to have a fulfilling career, it's got to be something you love to do.
Okay.
So what are you interested in? And then as a result, whether it's through market research, whether it's just observation of trends, whether it's whatever else allows you glean insight as to how people currently behave. Because analysis really is about behavior. What exactly is the gap, or what is the solution? But more importantly, the people who use it, what do they get out of it? That's all, if we make it in simple layman terms. What is the journey?
Yeah.
I want to get from this to this. Who typically makes all that kind of journey?
Yeah.
Why do they make it? When do they make it? How do they make it? What do they use to make those journeys? And you look at all of that, you begin to come to a whole new level of understanding of
The space.
of the space, of interactions, and you'll be able to take things from there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right.